Hey, this is Liz with Big Tex Worms, and I was just going to do a video showing you my worm factory bin. I keep this bin by my back door, and I put my food scraps in it. So I keep all my supplies just right here on top. I keep a little shovel, a hand sprayer that I use on occasion to mist. I just keep water in it. I don't have any water in it right now. And then a glove if I want to mess with the worm bins. Today I'm feeding my worms some dryer lint and just some food scraps. I've got pear, an apple, some tea bags, and dryer lint, of course. So I'm going to go from top to bottom on the bin and just kind of show you what's going on in the bin, and then at the end I'll show you how I feed. So the top layer of my bin is just, this top tray is just paper right now, paper and dryer lint. I always leave 2 to 3 inches of bedding as the top layer of my bin, and the reason I do that is because it helps to prevent fruit flies. So you should always have a good couple inches of bedding as the top portion of your bin. Mine is really moist right now. I put it in dry, but the condensation from the bin or evaporation, whatever, it has made it moist. So that's all that's in this top layer. This middle layer is my most active bin, or most active tray right now. It's got some dryer lint in it. Abby, come close so they can see the worms. And they're working it. Here's a tea bag. And over here, got an onion, other food that they're working. There's a few black soldier flies. Here's some sprouts from something. It's a onion. There's black soldier flies that are on they're dying because it's getting too cool for them. Which is fine with me because I'm not a big fan of black soldier flies. Okay, so this tray has another good probably 3 to 4 weeks before it's ready. But they're going to keep working that tray until it's done. Now, the last tray is pretty much finished. And you'll notice there's a lot of worms in this tray. So I always chuckle when people think that this type of bin, the trade system, is going to prevent them from having to sort any worms. Because as you can see, there's lots of worms in this tray. They just continue to stay in this tray. They don't migrate up when it's finished. They stay down there and just keep processing it. See, look how many worms are down here. Mixed in with some black soldier flies. Ooh, that one's not happy. So, lots of worms. So even if you have a tray, in fact, it looks like, now that I'm turning it down here, that most of the worms are still down in this tray. So, I'm just going to turn it really good. There's a lot of eggshells down here. I didn't do a very good job of crushing them. My duck shells are pretty hard, so it just takes them a lot longer to process. So the worms will just stay in this bottom tray. And what I do when I'm ready, see, I did shredded paper, and apparently I got some shredded plastic in there that will never process. I'm just going to throw that out. Anyway, whenever I'm ready to process this tray, which I'm not going to, I'm going to let them keep eating on those eggshells. All I do is stir up the tray just like I'm doing now. Stir it up really good. And then I rotate this tray to the very top of the system. Like, let's say that I'm ready. I'll just show you what I do real quick. And then, let me tell you this before I move on. This is the bottom tray, and as you can see, there's lots of worms down here. I always just put dry newspaper shreds in the bottom to catch any moisture from the food. And then about once every 3 or 4 weeks, I come down here and I move whatever's down here, worms and everything, I move it up to the top tray. And then I replace it with more dry shreds. So let me go ahead and just do that really fast. I'm going to actually put it on my middle tray. So I'm just going to take it and dump it all in the middle tray. I'm going to get all these worms, most of them. They're just hanging out down here. There's no food down here, so they're just eating those newspaper shreds. Okay, the last couple stragglers here. And this time, since I don't have any newspaper shreds on hand, I'm just going to put my dryer lint down here to catch any moisture. Okay, so now we're back to moving the other tray up. So then I would simply put my processing tray here. And then I'd put my tray that I'm ready to harvest on top, like that. Stir it up really good like I did with my shovel. And then I'm going to leave the lid off of this for a few days. And it's going to dry out a little bit, and also just the sunlight or indirect sunlight. The worms are going to go down and get out of this because they don't like sunshine. They don't like exposure. So that's how I get the worms out of that bottom tray, is I make them go down into the bedding rather than going up. Okay, so I'm going to move this back down to the bottom because I'm not really ready to harvest that tray. I could, but like I said, I want them to eat the rest of the egg shells. So now I've got this tray working here, but I'm going to go ahead and feed this top tray. So all I do is take my food, and I'm going to open up these tea bags a little bit, and then I just move the shreds in a corner, except I'm going to make a little nest to put my food on, so that way it'll absorb some of the water. And then I'm going to take some of the shreds from over here, and I'm going to cover it up really good, again to prevent fruit flies. And that's it. And then I only feed about once a week or once every 10 days. So then I just feed in another corner, and then another corner, and then another corner. And then when it's all working, then I move to a different tray. So basically, I don't harvest my bottom tray until my top tray is full and I'm needing that to work that bottom tray. So one of the downsides that I've discovered from using a worm factory bin is that the worms stay kind of small, and with 3 trays working, I can never get more than about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of worms in here. They just start to self-regulate because the bin space is small. And I have tried to use more than 3 trays, but the bottom tray tends to get really anaerobic and fudgy. So I like the worm factory because it's a neat little system that I can put by my back door, but it's not as easy as a lot of people think it's going to be. You still have some labor involved, but it's just different than doing a 18-gallon tote or otherwise. So anyway, I hope this little video just showing you how I work my worm factory bin will help you. If you have any questions about worm composting, please visit my website, bigtexworms.com. I'm more than happy to help you at any time you need help. I have a question and answer page on there that you can come ask questions about worm composting anytime. So see you soon on the website. Thanks for watching.